Blah 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 blah. Hello everybody and welcome to this edition of Life According to the Gnome. I am the Gnome and today we are going to be talking about reality TV and talent shows. And they're beginning to depress me slightly because we have a plethora or a plethora. Plethora? What's a plethora? A plethora of this nonsense on British television. Now, of course, I'm talking the likes of Geordie Shore, The Only Way is Essex, Made in Chelsea, and all that ilk of nonsense and drudgery. It's just absolute, utter, boring rubbish. Now, my issue with it is that these people that are in these shows have now become what we are calling celebrities. Now, they're not celebrities, they're just a bunch of idiots acting up on television to a script. Be under no illusion, they're scripted and it's nonsense. And basically, they're making money out of being douchebags. You know, they're being horrible in their shows. It's just ridiculous. But it's what happens afterwards, away from that show, that disturbs me more. Now, we had, you know, what normally happens is these people end up in a house in Borehamwood or Elstree, I'm not sure which one it is, or they end up in the Australian jungle. Now, why we can't leave them there is beyond me, because that's the best place for them. Get them off our screens, leave them over there. But no, we have to put them on these shows. So, of course, I'm talking about Celebrity Big Brother, and I'm a celebrity. Get me out of here. So let's talk about Celebrity Big Brother. Now, that's an oxymoron in itself because there's no celebrities in it, and they're all morons. So we have 90% of the house full of these celebrities who are just no marks. So they go in, and then the rest of the celebrities, the other 10 or 20%, go in, and normally older people, that have messed up their TV career or not on telly anymore, trying to get back into the media by acting like an idiot on television, which is not amusing anymore. In the early days, when we had normal Big Brother, and we did have a Celebrity Big Brother then, it was kind of amusing because it was a bit of a social experiment. But now it's not. It's old, it's rubbish, it's boring, and it's all over our screens. Now, of course, I watched the early ones, and I actually watched some of last year's Celebrity Big Brother until something happened. And that's when I thought, Paul, why are you giving this any of your time at all? Because it's rubbish. Okay? What happened? There was a guy from UKIP. He was a man of colour, or for us normal people, he was a black geezer. I actually quite like him. He's a bit of a loose cannon. But he said something well, I wouldn't call it racist, but I believe it had racist connotations to it, which is quite novel for a black person to be racist. As you know, everyone knows it's only white middle-aged men that are racist these days, you know. But that's another story for another time. However, he got thrown out. Just got thrown out. I don't know why they even bothered having a UKIP on there, because media don't tend to like UKIP because it disturbs their love, you know, perfect liberal loony left world. So why he was on there, who knows. So anyway, he got chucked out, and I thought, I've had enough of this political correctness. I can't bear to watch this anymore. So roll on the following year, which was 2016, so only a month or so ago, not even a month, 2 or 3 weeks ago, and the new series came on of Celebrity Big Brother. So I thought, okay, my mum watches it, and I have quite good fun texting her during some of the older ones. You know, it's almost like a nice little thing to have a bit of contact during the show and mouth off a little bit perhaps. So I thought, oh, I'll give it a little bit of a go because my mum's watching it. So I watched the launch night, and it was just snoozeville again. So just a load of moronic, self-important idiots who are not celebrities going into a not celebrity house. Okay, so following that programme, there's a programme called Celebrity Big Brother's Bit on the Side, which is hosted by perhaps the campest person I've ever seen on television, called Rylan. Now, Rylan in himself is, well, he's Rylan, you know, he's a gobshite. But what really irritated me was that he had Honey G on there. Now, if you don't know who Honey G is, you're such a lucky person. Congratulations, you've avoided it. Fantastic. You're obviously far too intelligent or got far too much noddle up there to watch all this rubbish. Unfortunately, I've been subjected to it. Honey G was a person who was on X Factor, a white lady who is rapping, and she's not really. It's not rapping. It's oh. Don't even, if you don't know about her, forget it. You know, don't go and think about it. It'll just annoy you. But she was on this show, and I thought, why are we giving people like this airtime? And I thought, well, you know, this is all about talent shows on the television, which is my next point. People, I see it on Twitter, I see it on Facebook, and people are lauding the fact, saying, oh, it's brilliant, X Factor's back on. And it's not only X Factor now, it's The Voice, something about The Shining, or no, not The Shining, Let It Shine, and we even have blooming lip syncing nonsense on there. It's all karaoke. They've never written anything. Well, I would say 99% of them. There may be the odd 1% who can play 3 chords on a guitar or a piano, but none of them, in general, have written any music of themselves. And the only reason they're really on there, or they progress, is because they've got a sob story to pull at the heartstrings. Because we're all idiots, and we go, oh, poor woman, oh, poor man. What a load of nonsense. So this Honey G was on there. She is diabolical, absolutely diabolical. And she got quite a long way through it. And, you know, Simon Cowell is making a hell of a lot of money, and fair play to him. He's making a hell of a lot of money by making people, or bringing idiots into the celebrities, you know, giving them celebrity status. Because it seems us as a human race have started to indulge ourselves in taking the mick out of people because they're not very good. Now, you know, I'm certainly no liberal lefty, as most people will tell you, but I don't think that's quite right. This is a programme taking the mick out of people in general, especially the earlier rounds. So, you know, that's not really on. But then for this lady then to go on and release a single that got in the charts at number 140, I have an album, and I got, in the local charts, you know, we have to be honest here, in the local, so in the southeast of England, I got to number 2. Now, she got to number 140. That's abysmal. I mean, it's even worse than they thought it was going to be. I mean, it's laughable, but she's still getting airtime, and it's irritating me. So I think, you know, on the reality, on the talent shows, especially on X Factor, because that tends to be the biggest one. We have destroyed the music industry. Well, we haven't. Simon Cowell and all his other media moguls have destroyed music. And if you're not believing me, have a little think about this for a moment. Just do this as a little exercise. Go on Apple Music or iTunes or any other music stream thing where you can see the charts, see the top 100 records. Go in there, have a look at those top 100 records, and you show me where the next Queen, where the next Rolling Stones, where the next Beatles, where the next Duran Duran, where the next Spandau Ballet, where the next U2 are coming from. Where are the next supergroup coming from? And if you for one moment call me up on saying, well, One Direction, get a grip. If you're comparing One Direction to the Beatles or to the Rolling Stones or to Queen or any of the others I've just said, then you really have lost your mind. And you have become part of this dumbed down society that we're living in, I believe. Let's put it another way, okay? What's happened is the music industry has been blaming piracy. Okay, so downloads, illegal downloads. Now, most of us have done it. Come on, you know, let's be honest. You know, it's, you know, even listen to it on YouTube. You know, you can get dodgy, not YouTube, but other video things. You can watch them all, and they're all pirated. But you think back to, you know, when people like me in the 80s, you know, mid 80s to late 80s, we used to record the charts, and we used to tape, and we had tape to tape. So we'd record the tape to another tape, and then give that to a friend. And then if we bought a single, we would record that single to tape and give it to a friend, and we'd make mixtapes and all sorts of things. That was piracy then, and it didn't really, you know, we had massive stars then, you know, so you can't say that because we've got digital downloads that has ruined the music industry. What's ruined the music industry is rubbish music, And it is simple as that. Do you think for one moment that Apple would have started a streaming service at a massive cost if they were making good money out of the actual record sales, buying the albums? Now let's put it another way. My album that I have, for every play, so someone plays a track, I get 0.0001p. Okay? Now, that's a lot of, I'd need a lot of streams, a lot of people listen to that to make anything at all. Now, if they buy my album outright on there, for I think it's a tenner, then I would receive around £7 of that. So I would get £7. You need a lot of 0.0001p plays to make that £7, and I've only sold one album. So you can see what's happening. And the thing is, those streaming plays then become part of the charts. So the charts are an absolute nonsense now. It's not really on record sales or anything. It's made up. It's whoever the media want to be at that chart position, pretty much, to be fair. And the whole thing is nonsense. So you people who sit there watching X Factor think it's brilliant, think all these people are wonderful, yet bemoan the fact that there's not much good music in the charts anymore or readily available, then sorry, it's your own fault. You made a rod for your own back. You messed it up. You're watching that. You're promoting that. Stop watching it. The TV figures will go down and music might bounce back a little bit. We might start getting some real stars back again, some celebrities, some proper celebrities, people we can look up to and aspire to be like, people who will want to buy their merchandise, you know, people who would be proud to wear their cap with their band's name on it, not some boring love song again by some wannabe nobody. So I think that's it for today's one. I have a lot more to say about TV because, I mean, well, we won't go into it, but no, we won't go into it right now. But if you like this, or sorry, no, not if you like it. I don't care if you like it. If you've got any comments or you want to stick up for reality TV and music and all this nonsense, then fine. Put some comments down the bottom. Tell me what you think. I don't mind. You can call me whatever you like. I'm not really too bothered about labels because I probably am every single one of them these days. They're meaningless. Doesn't matter. You may love what I'm saying. That'd be great. I'd be happy. Give me a bit of encouragement. Subscribe if you like. That'd be really cool. Or follow me on Twitter. I really let rip on Twitter, to be fair. Yeah, a bit of a keyboard warrior there sometimes, but I do mean it. So, you know, I like Twitter. Anyway, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully you'll tune in again. I'll try and do one of these, you know, a couple of them a week or whatever. So, thank you, goodbye, see you soon, au revoir.